My name is Brooke Bobier and I'm 11 years old.
Brooke was diagnosed with T-cell ALL February 19th, 2014.
At a very young age, at the baby age, she was a total mama's girl.
Always wanted to help others, was very, very motherly to other babies.
I have 3 sisters. One's name is Brayden, and then Emma and Ella. And Emma and Ella, they're twins.
She's an athlete. She loves soccer, riding her bike, very active.
My favorite thing to do when I was little was play soccer, play with my friends, and play with my sisters.
Probably between 7 and 8 when we became a little bit concerned. We noticed a lot, just even like on the soccer field and, watching her trying to breathe, just struggling. Coach always played her in defense because he knew, she would just get out of breath often. And then her anxiety kind of flared up some, so we started noticing a lot of her anxiety.
The real red flag came it was a fun run.
A memorial
fundraiser. Mm-hmm. At the moment we parked in the parking lot to go get registered and everything, even walking through the parking lot, Brooke was visibly struggling breathing.
I just knew that something didn't feel right.
After the fun run, I decided that I was just going to make an appointment and take her in to see the doctor.
My mom had came to pick me up from school to get a chest x-ray.
We were thinking maybe she has pneumonia.
After he had taken the x-ray, he said,
"Oh my gosh, she has pneumonia so bad."
It just scared me because I could hear him in the back saying something's wrong.
I thought, okay, we'll just head back upstairs and they can tell us, what we need to do next.
She had a tumor in her chest that, it went from about here to here. It was wrapped around her airway. It was starting to wrap around her heart. This lung was completely collapsed. This lung was, about halfway collapsed.
The doctor came in and said, "We're very concerned and something's going on and you need to go right now and they're waiting for you at Kaiser." And I said, "What are we looking at? What are we talking about?" And she said, "We think she has cancer." I called Josh and I said, "You need to come home. They're admitting Brooke."
I was driving home, meeting them at the hospital. You would think it was the fastest drive home of my life, but it was actually the slowest. When we heard her diagnosis, at that point, it was a maybe. It was maybe she has lymphoma. They started her on prednisone in hopes of shrinking that tumor. It immediately started to melt the tumor away.
They couldn't sedate her enough to where that tumor would completely collapse her airway.
As we got back onto the pediatric floor,
I heard over the loudspeaker code blue and her room number.
Brooke's pulse ox dropped. At that point, there wasn't very many options for Brooke other than her to wake up on her own from the sedation. And I was sitting by her bed, rubbing her legs, talking to her, and eventually she started stirring and she woke up.
Being in the hospital for 100 days, it was hard because my counts were low and I couldn't see my sisters. I got really sick and I couldn't keep down my medicine a lot of the times. They had to put a feeding tube in me. But that helped me a lot because I wasn't feeling pressured that I had to eat or anything.
Brooke now, she's doing very well. Cancer-wise, she's in complete remission. June 24th is her end date for chemo.
Her 1-year anniversary of being diagnosed, she decided she wanted to be baptized. And that was her way of making it a happy day for us and not just a hard day.
When the doctors told me I could come home, I was scared, because I didn't know if something wrong was going to go with me at home and stuff with, when I got home from the hospital, my teacher, she had this little mascot and it was a bulldog and I knew that was the dog I wanted. So now I have a little dog named Bo. He loves playing with anything. He loves ice, does not like to go near the water, because he can't swim.
She has osteonecrosis now in her hips, which is a side effect to the prednisone.
Her oncologists have told us the osteonecrosis causes the ball of her hip is flattened out, and it's common in little girls that are going through this type of treatment.
So the blood flow stops and the bone dies.
There's not a lot of options for it right now. They can't do corrective surgery because she's not done growing. Therapy-wise, the doctor recommended as an alternative, get her on a horse, riding bareback or with a bareback pad. And he said it's a great therapy to try and get some flexibility.
Tendons.
You know, it spreads the legs, it gets some flexibility back in there.
Yes, I love baking. I make brownies, I make cupcakes, I make cakes. Thank you, LLS, for raising money and trying to find a cure for cancer.